Hi everyone, welcome to a new series where we will be featuring stories from the second annual Story Slam event. This episode is given by Kavira Musongera.
It is very bright up here. Yeah. And I wrote a little something, but I was kind of rushing, so I'm not as prepared as everybody else, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So, the idea of home has always been an interesting one for me. I have lived in 4 countries, and in each country, I moved around a lot. With this in mind, I can't really think of one place I would really call home. However, in every moment that I lived in each of these countries, I really consider them home, and I would have imagined myself living there for the most part. I mean, there are many things I didn't like about it, but at the end of the day, that's kind of where I was, and it was home, right? Um, this thought really crossed my mind as I walked down Diagonal, and Diagonal is a street in Barcelona that led straight from my internship that I was taking down to my house or home, I guess, which was next to La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. And this walk was like 2 hours. I would take it every day after my internship just because, why not? It's already there, so why not? This house it became home. At least for those last 3 months that I was there, I called it home. When I first arrived, I definitely felt homesick, but for what home? I mean, I miss my family back in Texas. I also miss my friends on campus. I miss the laughter at the back of Starbucks, which I just came back from with my coworkers. I miss the loud sounds of Afrobeats in the O'Brien dance studio with my dance team. And of course, the sound of anime coming from my sister's computer in her room back in Texas. However, notice how I mentioned people that I miss or the things that I miss, but not necessarily like a home or place. Um, I just miss these things, not necessarily a place. This feeling hit me again when I was in Granada, walking down the paved streets, smelling the sour oranges in people's yards, and listening to the sounds of children playing and running around the plazas. The sounds and smells seemed familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. But at some point, it finally hit me. And again, I realized that it reminded me of home. And here was again this word home. Home, home, home. And I had never been to Granada before. Matter of fact, I mean, I've lived in a lot of places, but once I reached the US, I had never left. So I was like, this is definitely, not my home. I've never been here before. But I started thinking about this word and what it really meant to me, and I finally got an idea. Home was more than just a place or a house. It was a feeling, being comfortable, content, and peaceful. Every time I walked down Diagonal past like the Rolex stores or the couples drinking like sangria and cava, being framed by the Spanish spring sunset, this feeling was home. The sounds of children laughing and playing outside gave me peace. The feeling of the gentle breeze on my skin as I hiked up to the Alhambra in Granada, that gave me peace. The sound of Spanish game shows that creep through the cracks of my room under my door, those gave me peace. The laughter of my internship team, which was kind of similar to here at Starbucks, all those things gave me peace. And that's when I realized home was not just a place or a location, it was all the feeling. Thank you.
Hi, listeners. We'd like to remind you that the opinions expressed by our guests on this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Center for Education Abroad or the University of Rochester. Our podcast aims to foster dialogue, critical thinking, and exploration of various topics related to education abroad. We encourage listeners to consider multiple viewpoints, engage in respectful discourse, and form their own opinions. Thank you for tuning in and being part of our community.